Coming up, days of heavy rain leads to a major mudslide and other issues.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. It's certainly been a stormy and wet week, and we still have some rain out there tonight. I can hear it on the roof right now. But is better weather on the way for the weekend? Let's check in with First Alert meteorologist Eric Dean for the latest. Eric.
All right, good evening, Steve. Good evening, everybody. And as you said, it is currently raining across eastern Kentucky at this hour. Now, that flood watch that we talked about earlier has been extended until midnight. Let's hit the maps and take a look here at the latest from Estill County down to Wise County, down to Campbell County, back up to Wayne County, Kentucky, and all the counties shaded in green. That flood watch has been extended until midnight, as we are seeing it now. Another line of showers and thunderstorms pushing through eastern Kentucky. Here's the latest with live pinpoint Doppler radar, and we'll go ahead and pinpoint a couple of locations. As Steve mentioned, it's raining here at the TV station, but just to the north and east of Hazard across portions of Highway 80, we are seeing some heavy rain. A little bit of lightning is being picked up at this hour, so there's part one of this. Look over towards Pike County near the Pikeville area, seeing some heavy rain as well. Over towards the Millard area, seeing some rain across portions of Highway 119, and then up near the Paintsville area, seeing some heavy rain and thunderstorm activity as well, and that's pushing near Inez. Now, when will we get a break from this rain? I'll have the answer in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Fortunately, it's not raining right now in the Cumberland Valley, where heavy rain did cause several high water issues earlier today. Take a look at this video. A large mudslide shut down US 119 around mile points 13 and 14 near Blackmont in Bell County. Now, at last check, one lane was open, but crews said drivers should still anticipate lengthy delays in that area. The slide also knocked out power to hundreds of Kentucky Utilities customers. Several other high water issues were reported throughout the county and down into East Tennessee. No injuries have been reported. The University of Kentucky football program and the swimming and diving program have been hit with 2 years probation by the NCAA. The violations stem from 11 football players who were employed by UK Hospital but were receiving compensation for hours they did not work from the spring of 2021 to the spring of 22. When UK self-reported the Level 2 violations in September of 2022, the program held several players out of games due to undisclosed off-the-field violations. 10 wins from the 2021 season are now wiped away, including the Citrus Bowl win over Iowa. As for swimming and diving, the NCAA requires each athletic program only X amount of hours to practice. During a 3-year period, athletes exceeded those limits and were not given required days off. The agreed upon penalties for the UK football program include 2 years probation and a fine. Kentucky will not have to sit out any bowl games or lose any scholarships. Now, this certainly caused a stir among the Big Blue Nation today. Jeremy Toms talked to some UK fans.
If you ask longtime UK fan Chris Cooley how he thinks of the 2021 football season,
I went to UK, graduated 2015, lived here since.
It's that it stands apart from the rest, from the big moments like upsetting Florida.
That one, you remind me, that one was awesome. I was on the field too. I got a picture.
Right down to individual players who lit up Kroger Field every Saturday.
Oh, it's got to be Chris Rodriguez, right? Anytime that man had the ball, he was fun to watch.
The 10 wins which resulted to include a Citrus Bowl on New Year's Day of 2022 are all now erased from the record by the NCAA.
We respect the decision, and we are going to uphold the integrity that has marked UK athletics for decades.
UK Athletic Director Mitch Barnhart says in this case, their processes worked and their compliance office has been working towards a solution for years now.
We have been supremely focused on putting rings on fingers and diplomas in hands. This does not diminish any of that.
While those wins are technically gone, Cooley says the NCAA's decision can't vacate the memories made by all of Big Blue Nation along the way.
If it happened, a year later, it'd been legal, right? With NIL and everything, and it doesn't take away from what any of those players did on the field.
In Lexington, Jeremy Toms, WKYT.
UK's athletics program discovered and self-reported all of the violations. There was a failure to monitor the swimming violations, but not football, since that situation was off campus. A Perry County man has now been missing since last Friday. 25-year-old Donovan Ingles family members say they reported him missing to police on Tuesday. They are asking people for any information about where he is. Donovan is about 6 feet 3 inches tall, has dirty blonde hair, and was last seen with a beard. His aunt, Kim Combs, says he has a history of substance abuse and hopes he is somewhere getting help.
I'm wanting to believe in my heart and soul that he hit his rock bottom and that he is seeking help, maybe out of town and in a rehab somewhere, maybe to where he can't make a phone call right now.
Combs and Donovan's sister have turned to social media for answers, and they say it's helped them put some pieces together. If you have seen Donovan or know anything, you can contact Kelsey Engel or Kim Combs on Facebook or reach out directly to Hazard Police. The Kentucky River Regional Jail's work release program had a successful month in July. Perry County Jailer Minor Allen says the program helps the county with lots of labor projects. He says it's also beneficial to the inmates by helping to give them a sense of pride and community.
There's a lot of projects in Perry County that I want to tackle, you know, to nothing else, just help beautify our area, because I mean we do live one of the prettiest areas I think around with the mountains.
Allen says there are 455 cemeteries in Perry County, and many of them have been cleaned up thanks to the program. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has overridden a plea agreement reached earlier this week for the accused mastermind of the September 11, 2001 attacks and 2 other defendants. They will be reinstated as death penalty cases. The move comes 2 days after the military commission at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, announced it had reached plea deals with Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and 2 accused accomplices in the attacks. Austin nullified those agreements. Vice President Kamala Harris clinched the Democratic Party nomination for president in an online roll call with delegates today. A majority of Democratic delegates voted to select Harris as the party's nominee. Former President Donald Trump, meanwhile, is heading to the critical state of Georgia as the race for the White House heats up. CBS's Willie James Inman reports from Washington.
Vice President Kamala Harris has secured enough delegate votes to become the Democratic Party's presidential nominee.
Just 1 day after we open voting, that the vice president has crossed the majority threshold and will officially be our nominee next week.
The online voting process ends Monday, but Harris is poised to become the first woman of color at the top of a major party's ticket.
This is truly a people-powered campaign. And I would not be on this call right now and with you all were it not for your support and your trust.
CBS News has learned that Harris will hold meetings with the top prospects for her VP pick this weekend. Reporters asked President Biden what qualities she should look for in a running mate.
I'll let her work that out.
The contenders include Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. Shapiro went on the attack against former President Donald Trump's running mate.
J.D. Vance is a total phony baloney. He doesn't know what he believes.
In a television interview, Trump went after Harris on the southern border issue.
I think she's a horrible candidate because she wants open borders. She was a border czar. She tries to, deny that now, which is not working.
On Saturday, the former president holds a rally in Atlanta at the same venue where Harris made a campaign stop earlier this week. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
Next week, Harris is slated to travel to 7 battleground states as she works to build on her strong July when she raised $310 million. Well, as mentioned in that story, sources say Governor Andy Beshear remains among the finalists to be Vice President Kamala Harris's pick for running mate. Beshear is scheduled for an appearance in Chicago Monday. Jessica Umbro talked to local political experts about the governor's chances at a spot on the ticket.
While nothing much is happening in the campaign, the Democrats have been really milking the puzzle of who her running mate will be as a way to keep the momentum, the energy going, the attention to the campaign going.
In the past, vice presidential picks have not necessarily made a ticket a success on their own, but they can be a liability if given to the wrong person.
It's important for the party to convince the electorate that not only the president, but also their VP are up to the task.
Governor Andy Beshear has been on the move for the past week, visiting 3 different states with a consistent message: upgrade Vice President Kamala Harris's title to president.
Are you ready to vote and save our democracy? Are you ready to defeat J.D. Vance? Are you ready to defeat Donald Trump?
Governor Andy Beshear made another out-of-state appearance Thursday night, this time in Oklahoma, as the final days of what's been dubbed the Veep Stakes continue. Governor Beshear and Governor Josh Shapiro both canceled events set to take place over the weekend. Shapiro, notably from politically purple Pennsylvania, could be viewed as an asset to clinch the state for Democrats.
If they believe that this is the most important thing that a VP can bring to the table, then I would say that he does have the upper hand.
But with an ever-changing political landscape, Governor Beshear is not ruled out of getting the call.
Perhaps it would be a no-brainer, but it's neither clear that having a vice presidential pick from Pennsylvania will hand that state over, nor is it clear that Shapiro would be the best choice in all the other swing states that also can make a difference.
Jessica Umbro, WKYT.
Officials with the Kentucky Democratic Party say it's unclear yet how many of the state's 59 delegates voted for Harris. The party's national convention will take place from August 19th through the 22nd in Chicago. On Thursday, Kentucky Power's American Electric Power Foundation awarded Leadership Kentucky a $55,000 grant. The money will go towards leading Kentucky's BRIGHT program. The program's goal is to build the next generation of Kentucky leaders through networking and leadership development opportunities. Sarah Nussbaum with Kentucky Power believes this can help keep Kentucky leaders in the state.
We believe that investing in the development of our future leaders is absolutely critical for the economic and social future of our service area. But we're trying to empower them to stay here in Eastern Kentucky, make this their forever home, and contribute to our communities.
The AEP Foundation is an independent nonprofit organization that is funded by AEP through its shareholders. Clay County native Travis Wayne and his band released a song that has inspired folks to fight their drug addictions. The song Love You For Me tells the story of a man trying to convince his loved one to fight their addiction. Travis grew up in Manchester, and his experiences around drug abuse inspired him to write the song. It's just 2 weeks old, but Travis says he's already felt the impact it's had on people in the community.
Rehab facilities reach out. I've had just individual people reach out, talk about the song and how they can relate to it. So for me, this song is about reaching out to people. Hopefully it touches somebody in a way that they can say, hey, I can do better, or hey, I can beat this addiction.
Travis said he had someone from Indianapolis reach out about how the song inspired them to enter rehab and fight their addiction. Coming up on Mountain News at 11.